Everybody, good morning. It is Tuesday. You know what today is? Z Shooter. Z Shooter Day, right? We log in every day. So today we're going to do something a little special, right? This is American Savage, aka Jersey Devil. And my website is Big Money, New Jersey. It's a long story. I'll tell you about it sometime. It's pretty funny. It's something I've carried my whole life. So let's get into it. So today is a tough day to make your boxes, even for an advanced player, right? Because of the construction. However, they did add in the opportunity to do bounties and forging stones, which definitely helps, and the pulse modules if you have that level of mystic equipment. I'm assuming that you don't. Not many do, unless you are a big pay player. So let's see what we can do as far as getting your crates open, and then I'm going to show you something else inside that has to do with the Caravan Explorer and how you can open up your battlefield boxes and modify your levels and modify your gear so you can maximize the reward and the completion reward that you get. So let's get into it. Now, I haven't collected anything, so I'm coming in new today, and normally I would just methodically start going through my stuff, but since it's construction day, we'll take a look at the verses. You can use your speed ups, you can use your headquarters, right? You can do whatever you want to do for increases. First thing we want to do is we want to go in and we want to do our orange bounties. Orange bounties are big numbers, right? Right now I'm sitting at 0. Right now I have Alliance Recognition maxed out as my research, right? We had talked about this in another video. Alliance Recognition, maxing it out gets me max points on my rewards, right? So definitely something you want to do, right? 1 through 9 double rewards. So Alliance Recognition. Slowly and methodically go through it. So let's get into the bounties. Now, based on your level of VIP, you might be able to do quick bounties. Not everybody has it. I do orange bounties and I use diamonds because of this, the forging stones, so that I can build my weapons. If you use the stones to build your weapons, you gain more power than if you use your cores to build your gear. Let me say that again. If you use the forging stones to upgrade your weapons, you gain more power quickly than you do if you upgrade your gear with cores. I'll do a whole video on it, but take my word for it. I've been doing it since they released the forging stones. And you want to click go, right? I can do quick deploy and just dispatch, right? Now, one orange bounty for me is 261,000. So I get almost the first 3 crates from the first one. So let's go in. You click on this little VIP. I don't have any refreshes, which stinks. Not sure how many diamonds I have. Probably not a lot. I do burn through them pretty quickly. And if I'm not purchasing anything, you use them up. I'm saving my boxes. I don't want to open those. I've got 6,600 diamonds. And we're going to do a couple refreshes and see if we can get a couple of orange boxes, right? Now, you may be okay with purples. I mean, look at the number of books. I'm going to be using those at some point to try to complete my purple books on my skills heroes so that I can get the refresh rewards, the boxes, right? Just like we do with the blue ones. But for this purpose, we want to refresh to orange because it's Orange Bounty Day. And there's one. Quick deploy, dispatch.
On my way.
I'm on my way. Refresh. Confirm. Refresh. Confirm. Now I might spend maybe 1,000 diamonds refreshing. Looks like it's being a little difficult today, which kind of stinks. Alright, so I got another one. So this is number 3. Quick deploy.
Drop yourself in, boys.
And you'll go down the list. Now, I have the ability to do a quick refresh. So if I go in here, I can do super refresh. You may not have this, but check. If I super refresh, it'll turn all my bounties into orange ones for some amount of diamonds. I'm going to do it. Confirm. Now all of my bounties for the day, the next 5, are all orange. Now I'm going to do a super dispatch, which will send them all out
On my way.
as long as I have room. So now I don't have room for the last 2, so I'll have to wait until the others are completed in a few hours, and then I'll release those 2. But for what I've done, you know, we're talking, what, 6 orange bounties? 6 orange bounties has got me 1, 2, 3 crates and 1.5 million points for rewards, right? So now we're going to get into the next. And if you have a build, you know, go do it. If you have a construction build you want to upgrade, go do it, right? If you want to use your speed ups, go do it. I'm going to go through my refugees now and see if there's anything I can do with those to upgrade my orange refugees, which gives you boosts on your buildings. So for your refugees, you want to go into pardon me, you want to go into oops, let me click on that real quick. Where's my hero hall? There we go. Click on recruit. Click on recruit refugees, right? And it's gonna pop up. Now here's where it gets tricky. I have 37,000 refugee tickets. Orange and purple you can use, okay? So you can use orange and purple, right? I can't use the blue because I don't have any blue. I have all orange and purples. So if you want to use yours to upgrade, orange has the most points, 174,000, so 174,000. Purple's got 43.5 thousand. Blue's got 8.7 thousand. So just keep that in mind, right? That you can use those to get your chests. So let's go back in and let's go recruit a couple of refugees. Now let's see how far we can get without using speed ups and without using any construction build, right? So far we've only used the bounties. Now your points may be less than mine, but nonetheless, percentage wise, it'd be very similar. So I don't have any orange bounties, so I'm gonna refresh, right? Here's a free refresh. You can use it once. Now I got green. Right, now this little ticker guarantees you an orange bounty at least once every 10, right? So what I need to do is I need to get off of the green. So I'm gonna use 500 of my tickets to choose instead of using my diamonds because it's expensive to use the diamonds in here. Now that I've done it once, I can use the free refresh and I can, it gives me green again. This is going to be a game today. So I'll use another 500 to get through the green because I don't want any greens because they're a waste for me. Now you may be able to use them, so that's great. Let's do a refresh. Okay, so purple and blue. Remember, we're looking for orange. I'm looking for orange. You can use blue and purple. So if you need blue and purple hero recruitment heroes, choose them. You know, they're going to give you points. right? So I got a blue hero. Since I'm going for orange, I'm just going to move forward, right? And I'm going to keep using 500 tickets because it's cheaper than using the diamonds to advance me forward. Now I'm on my 5th of my 10, and I still haven't gotten an orange bounty, which is cheesy. So just keep doing this. Some days this game is really, really stingy. I'm on my 7th and I haven't gotten an orange bounty yet. It's gonna make me wait, watch. If I'm not mistaken, the stars mean that they are duplicates, and that I already have them, right, in my refugee camp, and I'll show you that. So here I'm at my 9 of 10. I'm going to do my free refresh. I'm going to get, on the next one, I'm going to get an orange bounty. There it is. And it gives me 2 greens. Thanks a lot. So we're going to try to get it on 1 try. No good. 2 tries. Now you see how much it goes up. It cost me 2,000 refugee tickets to get this orange bounty, right? So now it starts back. We're at 0. We're at 2 because we chose 2. And we're going to just continue, right? We're going to continue until we use up all of our refugee tickets, if that's what you choose to do. Or you use them up to the point that you fill all your boxes. Remember, earlier in the game, or if you've got less refugees, you're going to be able to use more of these. I can't use anything but orange because my refugee camp is filled, right? So, oh, it gave me one. Look, so hopefully I can choose it on the first one. Nope. Try my luck. Nope. It's going to cost me 5,000 to get Mr. Suleiman, which sucks. But I got it nonetheless. So let's go through the next couple, and then I'm going to bring you in and show you what it looks like in the refugee camp. All right, we're getting to that point. Here comes an orange one. Oh, I got one. Yay. Didn't want to give it to me on my first one. Gave it to me on my second one. Okay, so let's go back to the camp, right? Now, it's going to show you where your refugees are able to go to. So let's go into the building, the refugee list, where I hate the way they set this up now, but it is what it is. See these little stars? This is where you upgrade your refugees to gain more power. All of them are listed here. Here are going to be your orange ones. Here are going to be your purple ones. Here is your others. Like I said, I don't have room for anything other than orange, right? I'm trying to replace all my purples with orange. So, you may not have to do that. So you may be able to choose all of your orange, blues, and purples, which is great. It means you can fill your boxes more quickly. So here, I'm going to look to fill at least, I like, a lot of people will go for diplomats because it helps the alliance, and that's great. There's only a couple in here that I use. I like to use the butler because it increases your construction speed, right? Now, remember, this takes a long time to upgrade, right? Your scientist gives you research speed, which is great. As I said, your diplomat gives you help, the ability to have help, right? And the ability to give help. I also increased my unit training speed for assaulter, since that's my main march. I only increased the one that I use as my main march so I can train those troops more quickly, right? So if your main march is Wings of Dawn, you're going to want to go in and find that instructor. If you're Guard of Order, you're going to want to go find that instructor. I find that the majority of people use assaulters for their blood rose, so that's why I upgrade that. You can also upgrade the nurse for hospital capacity, which is good for war times, right? Gives you a little extra ability to heal more people. But those are really the only ones I use. These ones on top, as you'll see, they're really the only ones with the stars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and I've got the ability to upgrade. That's what these little green arrows are for. So for me today, you know, I want my research to move a little faster because I'm going for T10s. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to star up my research. It allowed me to do 2, 3. All right, so I had 3 in there, which is great. I'm almost at 3 stars. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go back and let's go check on our refugees. Let's finish recruiting and let's see if we can get that 6 million. All right, so let's go back in. Let's recruit refugees. Let's do a free turn. Let's do your 500. Press your luck. So now I'm already at 22, right? I'm at 2.2 million. So I want to go through this. You can go through it to the end. I'm going to go in and show you the other ways to build just because I want you to see it. But if you're trying not to use your pulse modules or you're trying not to do construction, I would recommend running your refugee tickets to 0. And then going into the higher level power items. So again, you're going to be able to use these purples more than likely. I'm just going to go to the next level, get my 1 orange, and then we're going to bounce out of here. So on here, we've got the ability to now get to 10. So this one will get me to the next orange bounty, and then we're going to move like I said. There it is. Let's choose it. Hopefully we get it. It's a new hero. You can see it. It was up here. So it's not one that I currently have, which is good, which means it's going to replace a purple one in my query. So that was a good deal. So now let's go back out. Let's go back into where my refugees are. Let's go back into where my scientist is. Let's star them up. Now we've got 3. All right, so we're done with the upgrades on that. Now we can go in and we can look at the buildings. And so here's all your refugees and all the areas that they are. These are all the buildings, right? So I choose to just look at them from here, right? Again, the green arrows will tell you where you're able to upgrade. So in this circumstance, I think I'm gonna upgrade one of my diplomats. Nice, was able to give me 2 more. And that, my friends, is it for refugees. Now let's go back in, see where we're at. 2.7 mil. So just passively using bounties, and I don't buy refugee tickets, and by collecting refugee tickets passively, I was able to open up, 7 of my 9 boxes, right? So now let's go in and let's take a look at if anything's close to being finished, and let's look at the forging stones. Because the forging stones will give you a decent amount. So let's look at my builds. You go into your little helmet, see what I got cooking. I got Alliance Center upgrade. I've got my villa. I'm upgrading my walls. So for me, they're spread out pretty decently. I'm going to go in and I'm going to upgrade my biotech lab, because I want to be able to finish out getting my higher level. See, they moved the thing again. Okay. What are we doing? All right, I'll wait for this. Let's go in and let's update using something else so I can show you. Let's finish off the walls. So I'm going to go into the speed ups. See, I don't have a lot of speed ups. I only got 80 hours. That's why I don't want to use it, right? Because it's going to tell me, I may not have enough. I need 58 hours. So I'm going to use up almost more than half of what I have, right? So you know what? I'm not going to use them. I'm going to go in and I'm going to, if you've gathered any forging stones, you want to go into your forging stone building here, and you can upgrade your weapons with your forging stones. Try to keep them balanced, just like you do when you build your cores out. That's the proven way to creating the best balance. So for me, I'm going to go in and I'm going to, since I don't have a lot right now, I'm just going to upgrade one of my ones that is doesn't have one. I'm going to put it to 1. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my helmet. I'm going to put it to 1. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my chest. I'm going to put it to 1. Then I'm going to go in and do my boots and put that one to 1 as well. So just through doing those 4, I've made it to 4.7. Now this is where you may stop. And this would be okay if you don't have the speed ups or you don't want to use them. Then stop here. You've gotten the maximum that you can get. And that's perfectly fine. The idea was to be able to show you that you don't have to use your construction build or your speed ups, right? We can upgrade the power, right? If you've got buildings, you can do that. I've done it pretty creatively. You go into your little helmet and then you go into the little ellipses down here, a little hamburger. Click on there. It'll pull up what buildings can get built. Go in and find the ones that have the least amount, right? And you can be creative, like my trade center, or here, my residence. My residence has a 4-hour upgrade. I can do that based almost all on the help that I'm going to get from the Alliance. Right? It's already at 2.2, 2.3, right? So you're going to build your power a little bit here. And it's going to happen quickly, right? So for the sake of what we're doing, I'm just going to, you can use your diamonds or you can use your speed ups. I need 2 hours worth of speed ups, right? That was a pretty quick way to upgrade, right? Go back in there. We got our residence, everything at 20. Let's see where the trade center's at. Let's upgrade. 1 day. So it's a little longer than I would like, right? So we'll go back in, go take a look at something else. Let's look at the warehouse. 16 hours. All right. Here's another good. This is where, if you remember a previous video that I did, this is where it comes in handy if you do your builds ahead of time and you save them, right? You could have 5 or 6 builds just waiting to be completed, and that would be really helpful during construction build day, because really it's passive, right? And you'll gain all those power on the day when you want to use it for versus. So think about that. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna upgrade a couple of these residences because it's only 6 hours and it'll go pretty quick. I don't have any more builds. Choose a speed up. All right. I will go in and I will finish this one. So I'll use my one. Let's go into here. I'll use, see what I get, if I can get close. See, I'm not even gonna get close. I can burn these, and I can use what? Let's use some of these. Let's see what 5. You can control it. Use 5 hours. See, it barely moves, right? So you need to use a lot of speed ups, right? Now remember, I've got a couple of bounties over here, so I'm going to be able to use those last 2 bounties to finish this out. But that was an example, right? It shows you that using your speed ups in your construction, you don't have to do it. You do your bounty missions that are orange. You use diamonds to convert them if you don't have any refreshes. You use your super refresh if you have the diamonds. You can use your forging stones to build your gear. You can use your refugees. Hopefully you can use orange, purple, and blue. It'll help you get there a lot faster than me. For me, I have to toggle through it and get orange. But that's really a construction day build. And, you know, we almost filled out our boxes and we didn't use a lot of resources. That's the key. So, drop me a note, drop me a message, tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. If you would be so kind, subscribe so you get notified when I drop a video. I'm doing videos every day. But yeah, leave me a comment, give me a look, interact a little bit with me. It's a lot of fun, man. I'm enjoying it. And if I can help you build out your headquarters and have a better gaming experience, that's what I want to do. So for that, we're going to drop a video later about how to do the caravan. Just kind of pressed for time right now, but at the end of the day, this is Big Money New Jersey, American Savage. Signing off, everybody. Thanks for listening. Peace. I'm out.